Hi everyone, I'm Bonnie from expressionsvinyl.com, and I am kind of new to vinyl, and so I wanted to show you a very simple project that you can do putting a vinyl saying on a coffee mug. So let's begin. What I used for this project is the red and black Series 51 adhesive vinyl. That's Expressions Vinyl brand. And I also used paper transfer tape. So I have cut out my two pieces of vinyl. These are the different sayings. I'm going to put one's in the black and one's in the red, and I'm going to show you how I put this right onto a mug. When I printed this out on my silhouette, I included two little black dots at the top. And so those are going to be very key when I line up my project onto my mug. What I'm going to do is just peel back my transfer paper, exposing those two dots, and I'm actually going to line up my transfer paper with the top of my mug. You want to make sure that your mug is clean and clear of any kind of gunk that might be on it. And so at the very top, I am just lining up that transfer paper. I can see that it's lined on both sides. Now, since my mug is round and you can see that it actually is going to get narrow as we go down, you'll see a few tricks that I use in order to make that saying line up perfectly without it being crooked. So I've made sure that these two dots are on, but the two sides of my paper, they are not yet on my mug. But I'm going to peel back my transfer paper. And then I am first going to just make the center of my vinyl stick onto that mug. So I'm going to just use my finger and slide it right down with my finger. Now you can see that the two sides are still not adhered yet to my mug, but the center is. One key in making this lay flat, because I've got the rounded surface here, is to make sure that I don't get any wrinkles in my vinyl. In this project, I don't care necessarily if I get wrinkles in my transfer paper. In fact, I expect to get some wrinkles in the transfer paper because of the curved surface. But I'm going to start at the top, and I'm just using my fingers on this one. And I'm going to smooth it over and make sure, see, I've got a wrinkle in my transfer paper, but not in my vinyl, so that's okay. Okay, so I've smoothed one side down, making sure that, again, my vinyl is got no bubbles, but my transfer paper, because of the curve of the cup, it's going to wrinkle up there a little bit. Now I'll do the other side. Okay, I've got all of my vinyl stuck onto this mug, and I'm just going to use my finger to smooth it down even more. If you'd like, you can use the tool, but I'm putting a lot of pressure on it with my finger, and so I don't think it's necessary, and it's a little bit harder with that rounded surface to use the tool. But I'm just going to peel it back, and on my mug I'm going to leave these two dots at the top, because my other color, red, I'm going to line them up with those two dots. So that just peels right away easily. And now I'm going to do the same thing with my red. The reason that I chose to put the two dots in the middle instead of on the sides is that I was lining up that middle section on my mug. And so I wanted to make sure that I could line up both colors on top of each other. So I'm going to put these dots right on top of my other 2 dots. And I'm going to hold that in place while I take this transfer paper off. Then once again, I'm just going to go right down the center. Okay, I've got 1 sentence down on the bottom that I need to line up. And just to make it a little bit easier, I'm actually going to peel that away now at the top. With my fingers, I'm just smoothing this out and peeling it off. Now I can take my 2 marking squares off the top, and here's my mug. I'm going to stand outside. If anyone asks, I'm outstanding. I hope you liked that mug. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or suggestions or questions, please leave them below. Thanks, bye.